That's what I'm saying. No one is talking about how the eternal fire that consumes the wicked is the same fire that the righteous will live in.
Say that again.
Can you say that again?
To understand what I'm saying, we need to go back to ancient Babylon. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. The story of these three Hebrew boys are found in the book of Daniel.
Daniel!
They are brought before the king of Babylon and sentenced with a corporal punishment because they point blank refused to bow down and worship King Nebuchadnezzar's golden statue.
Worship that never.
Because these boys decided that they absolutely would not worship anything or anyone except their own creator, they were sentenced to be burnt alive in a blazing, fiery furnace.
I was just talking about going inside and not burning people up.
Yeah, man, now you're going too far.
These three young men ended up in this dreadful predicament because of corrupt political decisions spilling over into faith matters, and a national law was passed demanding their worship.
Why would you ask such a thing?
Now, the Bible informs us that before the Messiah's second return to put the world back in order, this situation is going to repeat itself.
What?
Politics will spill over into faith matters once again, and there will be a law passed demanding loyalty to a system that puts a person's works above their faith in regards to being in right standing with God.
Hey Houston, are you hearing this?
Let's go back to Babylon and King Nebuchadnezzar. Is it true, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that you do not serve my gods or worship the gold image which I have set up? If you do not worship, you shall be cast immediately into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. And who is the God who will deliver you from my hands? This is where I think he messed up.
Need up stuff, right?
And how did the young men respond? Oh, King Nebuchadnezzar, we have no need to answer you in this matter. If that is the case, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us from your hand, O King. But even if he doesn't, let it be known to you, O King, that we do not serve your God, nor will we worship the gold image which you have set up.
What did you just say?
What did he just say?
King Nebuchadnezzar is so mad that he orders the furnace to be heated 7 times hotter. It's so hot that the soldiers tasked with throwing the boys in get killed by the very flames. So the boys are thrown in, but instead of weeping and gnashing of teeth, King Nebuchadnezzar was astonished, and he rose in haste and spoke, saying to his counselors, did we not cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said to the king, true, O king.
What's the problem?
Look, he answered, I see 4 men loose walking in the midst of the fire, and they are not hurt, and the form of the 4th is like the Son of God. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out and come here. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came from the midst of the fire, and everyone saw these men on whose bodies the fire had no power. The hair on their head was not singed, nor were their garments affected, and the smell of fire was not on them. How did these boys survive a devouring fire? Check out this question from the prophet Isaiah. Who among us can dwell with the devouring fire? Who among us can dwell with everlasting burning?
I need you to tell me.
The righteous, those who live with integrity, reject oppression, and keep their eyes from seeing evil. The righteous.
Come on, say it with your chest.
Listen to me. The way you handle your fiery trial experiences lets people know what God you belong to. The fire that makes a quick end of the wicked is the same fire that the righteous will live in, because the everlasting burnings is the purifying presence of God.
This changes everything.
And what did King Nebuchadnezzar have to say about all of this? Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who sent his angel and delivered his servants who trusted in him and yielded their bodies that they should not serve nor worship any God except their own God.
Yup.
Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego's trust in God was so on point that even when it meant their death, they chose only to worship him. The relationship that sparked that level of trust in the 3 Hebrew boys is available for your life today.
I need that in my life.
Is there a fiery trial testing your faith in God right now? Is it a trial that is consuming you, or is it a trial where you can feel the abiding presence of God? Because